All right, guys, back here at regionals, and we got the man who ended my career in the last round. I ended up getting 10th, and he ended up getting second. So the breakers were pretty strong. They didn't carry me to top 8, but he got second. He almost got first. I was telling him he probably would have got first if basically the guy that they were at table 1. If they would have not drew in the last round, one of them would have lost. The undefeated dude, you would have got first.
Yeah, the fun part was the guy who got first, who was on Fluanderies, I actually won in my round 7 match.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So that was fun.
What did you play?
So I was playing Swordsoul today, and this is something I've been playing for quite a long time, and I just love it. I was playing exactly 40 cards. There's a lot of matchups in this meta where if you do not draw your side deck, you have no chance of winning. If Flunder comes up and you don't have like a single negate for the barrier statue, you're screwed. So some of the ratios are a little weird, and that was purely just to keep it to 40 to get those side cards.
And this is your first regional?
This is my first regional, yes. I went 6-3 at the YCS. I've been practicing a ton since then, and this is the next chance I got to go to a regional. So
awesome.
It was a great day. So as far as record goes, round 1 was Adancipator. I went first full board, and he dark rulered me, and then scythe locked me, and I actually ended up playing through it and 2-0ing him, which was great. I then did Trap Eldritch, Swordsoul Mirror, Fluanderies, and then round 7 or 8, I think 7, faced against Dragon Link. Game 2 opened Triple Ash, which was kind of fun, and then Game 3 I had one line of play and he had the Token Collector, and then exact OTK. It was a great game though. After that I played Punk Pendulum, and then I played Trey on Punk after that. So it was a crazy day. So I'll get started. I am required by law as a Swordsoul player to say that these ratios are pretty standard. 3 Longwan, 3 Moye, 3 Ecclesia. If you're not on 3 and you're on 2, you're a coward. You go second half the time. You just got to be on 3. And then 2 Taie. Came up a ton today. Second one came up a ton. Excellent. So that's for Swordsoul ratio. Pretty standard, as they say. For Tennis, 3 Ashuna, 3 Vashuda, 2 at Hara. This was part of the cuts I had to make to get it to 40. There was 2 games where I really wanted the third at Hara, so if you find something else you want to change, I definitely recommend that. But overall, it did what I needed it to. And we do play Circle in this deck, so we're playing the blue one. I played only 8 hand traps. I played 3 Ash, 2 Droll, and 3 Imperm. Droll was ridiculous. Every game I drew it, I won. It was awesome. It was so great. I'd highly recommend it for Swordsoul players. A lot of the times, this deck is great at punishing weak boards. You could just, through Boxia as your normal combo, just remove the whole board. So just softening them up a little bit is all you need to do. You don't need to blow them out. So that's for hand traps. For spells, 3 Emergence, once again pretty standard. For the big debate of Vessel versus Circle, I am not a fan of Vessel. I feel it is only great when you open another 10U with it. After you do it after a normal summon, you can't take advantage. I'm not a huge fan. I prefer Triple Circle. This was something that was pretty much cross-out designator for me today. I dodged it like 4 times. I special summoned 10Es and searched out my starters a ton. A lot of times, if you don't use it, great, you did your full combo, you didn't need it. I would have Xixiao a Blackout and a set Circle, and then you do Blackout and you change Circle, so you still get your search back and the add the next turn. So that's great. 2 Pot, excellent. 2 Chalice, I'm not on droplets today. I really don't enjoy sending the cards. I felt like I didn't need it. There were times where, I probably could have, but this is mainly here for Token Collector. And this came up a lot of times where they have like a barrier statue, and you just Chalice it, and that's the end of the game. 1 Called By and 1 Blackout, and this is exactly 40 cards.
Looks pretty good to me.
It was great. I've been going back and forth with this list for a very long time, and I've been playing this for a few weeks now, and I've just loved it. Going into extra deck, let's grab this.
It's probably pretty standard.
You know what? It's probably pretty standard. 2 Xixiao, everyone's seen this before. 2 Boxia, 1 Berserker. This came up like 3 times today. One time where I had to make something with it and then link it off so that I could get a Vashuda activation on a Floodgate, which was huge because this is a 10E, it can go into Monk. Never summoned it, Yazi. Haven't summoned Yazi in 3 months. I really want to cut it.
You know what's crazy? My friend Wes, he won the last regional here. Mm-hmm. He played on our 3v3 team. he would Yazi like every match. Like
You can. I prefer just the sheer power of Boxy and the extension.
he would Yazi into.
Oh, you can. You absolutely can.
He'd Yazi into the Boxy.
If you do Taie on the emergence, you can go to 7 and then do that line. If you have a long one and you have a special summon at Hara, it's a great way to bait negates.
It's exactly how he was doing it.
Yep,
basically.
that comes up a lot. Xiao Feng came up once and got Dark Rulered, but it's great otherwise. Protects against Snib. Cheng Ying had one game where in the mirror we both drew pot, so you can imagine how much attack that had to help OTK. Chixing, I went into this pretty much every single time I can. We don't play around Nibiru in this house. If game 2 and 3, different story. You often have to look at your hand and say, if I have to waste a negate on Nib, do I still win the game? And if you can't, you just got to go for this, get the value. If they have it, they have it. So sometimes I did today, sometimes I didn't. Great card. Baron, you go into this every single game. Every single time you're going second, you're going into Baron. Almost like 90% of games. So it's excellent. A lot of times, when you're coming back to your standby phase, you've already used its negate. If their board is really weak, just swap it out for a Moyang Graveyard and get your level 8s going. My tech for the format that really paid off is Final Sigma. The guy who won with Flunder, I made this against him, and it was basically Mystic Mine for like 4 turns, because they have to get back to their turn with several of the little birds still on the field, so that they can either make the Xyz that gives like 600 attack, or they make Underworld Goddess. It's also great against decks with just really small numbers. So like Sky Striker, if they're only out as access code, and if you just save an Imperm or a Chalice, you make this, they access code to gain the attack, and then on resolution, you Imperm it, it loses all the attack, they do not have an out, they instantly lose the game. It's great. Shaman honestly comes up more for getting your monks in graveyard for Taya than anything else. But I did use its summon effect today to win a game, as well as its pop effect, which was great. I did not expect to use that card. And then 3 monks. I am not a huge fan of 3 monk. I think you can cut one of these for a Dragite, or just cut this for a Dragite. I didn't need Dragite at all today, but I only ever went into 2. The last like 3 months I've only ever gone to 2. There's usually a line where if you're doing it right, you don't need the 3rd. But it can come up, played it, what the heck. So that was the extra deck. Tokens, just the Swordsoul. These were fun. These I used to play when Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon was a thing. I got these custom made. So these are my Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. I just decided to hold on to them. They've been great, usually get a lot of smiles out of people. So makes the matches a lot more fun. And then finally going into the side deck. This was pretty standard and it just blew people out. Anti-Spell Fragrance. You just activate this and it is so rare for them to actually win the game. It's such a blowout. D-Barrier, this was great for the mirrors. I never actually played against Despia today. So this only went in twice, but both times it won me
I
the
didn't
game.
play against a single Despia either.
Yep, I talked to a lot of people in Top Cut. I think there was like a Despia in Top Cut. There might have been 2. But there was that. Red Reboot, haven't drawn this card ever, like the year that I've played it. But, you know, it's great. Duster, drew that one today like twice against the Eldritch players, is great. Lightning Storm, I've always wanted this card and I recently got it, and it's just been phenomenal. I will say though, all this ever does is blow up the back row. I never once blow up the monsters because the Tenyis and normal Swordsoul engine is so good at dealing with the monsters that you just blow up the back row and you do the rest from there. If you do not have this card, evenly matched. It's just as good. You lose out on your battle phase, but a lot of times it's better. Also plays around anti-spell. Then I'm playing 3 Dark Ruler. Am I a huge fan of it? Usually we OTK. I'm not really, but there are just matchups where you need it. There's a lot of Scythe blocks out there. I played against a lot of it today. You just need it for that. It doesn't come in pretty much any time else. And then finally the 3rd Droll, which was excellent. So had a great time today. It was awesome. It was great. It was
Crazy,
great.
your first regional.
Yeah, and a lot of practice to get here. I do want to say though, there's 2 combos that I think all Swordsoul players should know, and it's how you out floodgates. So I had a game. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this, and I am going to grab this. So I had a game where an Eldritch player ended with Banshee on the field in defense position. For those who don't know, it tributes itself and it puts Zombie World on the field. Zombie World locks you out of pretty much all of your synchro monsters. So I had to bait the negate. I had these in hand, and what I ended up doing was I specialed Vashuda to get it, linked it off for a monk. Let me do it like this for you. So this is in Graveyard. I then normal Taie and banished the Vashuda as cost of the token. Once he saw the threat was gone, he immediately did Banshee to get to Zombie World, and I got the token. I then did Adhara effect from hand to add the Vashuda, and then did Vashuda effect in hand to bounce the Zombie World. And that's how I ended up winning my game 1 against one of the Eldritch players. Another thing that people don't know how to do yet is a very specific hand, is Gozen Match. So that is something that completely kills Swordsoul. You just can't do anything. If you have a Vashuda, and there's a couple other ways of doing this line, so you special Vashuda, they flip Gozen Match, and you're like, crap. If you have a Heavenly Dragon Circle, you can circle away the Vashuda and grab an Adhara, and if you special summon that, this is an Earth, and Monk is an Earth. So you can go straight into Monk and then activate Vashuda in Graveyard to bounce it to their hand. So that came up like twice today. So that's something I definitely recommend.
Spicy.
Yeah, it's a good take. There's a lot of combo lines in this deck. That's why I love playing it. I really appreciate doing the deck profile. This has been a crazy day for me. Shout outs to locals around Raleigh and Cary, North Carolina, specifically Toy Factory, E&E, and Game Theory have been the major places I've been going. Huge appreciation to those guys. There's a lot of great players there that have helped me practice against it. So yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the profile.
And make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out the other videos from the regionals, and also check out the Shopify for new merchandise. See you guys in the next video. Deuces.